There is a lot going on with AI right now, and I talked about this in the last podcast episode about Universal and Warner Music trying to come into a deal where they can start publishing AI music, which is inevitable. It's bound to happen, right? But the problem with AI and a lot of platforms is a lot of people are misleading, and a lot of people mislead to get clicks and to get, traffic going their way. So I'm going to talk about my business with Diverse Mentality. I'm going to talk about what I'm seeing online first. This has really not much to do with AI, but it is misleading. And that's what a lot of AI stuff is going to do, and it's starting to do right now, right? There's a lot of misleading things happening. So first, there was a fake Eminem quote that came out talking about the Nicki Minaj and Cardi B beef, right? The fake quote basically said that they don't have the specific quote, but there was no source that Eminem ever posted it. And the fake quote basically said that he criticized Nicki Minaj over her alleged role in involving children in the rap rivalry and the rap rivalry with Cardi B. That's a tongue twister. Rivalry with Cardi B. The exact quote is nowhere around here, but I saw this before too, right? I forget what it was about, but someone and this happens rampant on Meta. Meta owns Instagram and Facebook. And unfortunately, this is like wildfire over there. I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there, but they're not really looking into this shit. Like, they need to really, really start like taking this shit down. I see a lot of pages on Facebook, and how I'm seeing this now is because we're more active on Facebook because we're finally starting to get paid from Facebook. And the problem is, and because I see the behind the scenes of this, on Facebook, you can now start getting paid for posting images. Like, they will literally pay you for an image that you post. It's not a lot of money. So for example, right, we post an image of Obi Trice, the 20-year anniversary for his album Cheers, or the 21-year anniversary. I forget what it was. It was a 21 year or 22 years. Sorry, 22 year. Came out in 2003. We posted that, got a lot of views, got over like 3,000, 4,000 likes. Let's just say it got 100,000 views. Didn't really get paid much. Like, for that, you're getting paid maybe $10, $15, right? So it's not a big, it's not like you're becoming rich off this shit, right? But seeing that back end of it, I can understand why now I'm seeing so many fake images, AI images, or just fake images with fake quotes all over Facebook. It is, and I see it on Instagram, but I see it way more on Facebook. You'll see on Facebook a picture of clearly AI-generated image of Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre, and it'll say Up in Smoke Tour announced for 2025. You'll see this caption, and you'll say, oh, Eminem, said this, or there's a source that said there's no direct source ever. If there is, they source at the bottom. It's a fake-ass website with a fake-ass article, and that just drives more money to them because people go to that website. They think it's real. They see ads on there. These people just drive these fake, and these posts get insane amount of likes. We're talking 100,000. I don't even know what the views are on like that, but insane amount of like viralness, right? And it's all fake. There was never an Up in Smoke tour announced. That would make headlines all over the place. But unfortunately, people on Facebook, for some reason, I don't know if it's because there's a lot more older people on there, so they're more susceptible to fake news. They're more gullible to that shit. But it's running rampant. Like rampant. I can't even imagine 2-3 years from now when AI videos are getting, when we're going to talk about that right now, are getting so realistic that it's going to be so hard to tell what's real and what's not. And it's scary. It's going to be really, really scary, guys. We're going to go down this dark path, and there's going to be a certain point where we won't even be able to tell if the news are even reporting anything real, if they're lying to us. There might be they might say, oh, we saw Jesus Christ walking on water 5 years from now, but it'll be an AI generated video. Everybody will lose their mind. There's going to be these type of things where it's going to get in the wrong hands of people. Right now, it's already happening with minor people that barely knows how to use AI are doing it to try to make money for their companies. I don't know if they're making money off these posts 100%, because I would hope Facebook tries to vet their page and say, hey, what are they posting? Is it fake stuff? Is it real stuff? If it is AI stuff, they should not be getting paid for that. That's AI slop. It's garbage. And Facebook should be tracking that down. Unfortunately, Meta is very all over the place. They don't run things properly. Now, with TikTok, here's a huge problem with TikTok and with AI. I was posting, and why we're having issues growing on TikTok is because whenever I would post, we would have a momentum, right? We would have viral clips go. Like, for example, Young Buck, interview drops. We have some viral moments. Some video got 250,000 views. Another one got like 100,000. We're building momentum, right? On these social media platforms, you have to keep posting to build momentum. As we're building momentum, I keep getting flagged by their AI machine thinking that I'm not creating original content when I am. This is all my shit, my interviews. So I constantly have to refute it. I have to constantly submit tickets and say, hey, this is me. I have to submit my ID. I have to submit how I own diverse mentality. How do I own this interview? So on and so forth. So that's a bad use of AI. I get what they're trying to do. They don't want people to copy content and repost it. I get that. But if somebody's submitting clear proof it's their content, maybe the AI should back off this person a little bit and, you know, only flag certain things that they feel like, okay, maybe let's just say on the podcast, right? I talk about news and then I'll put in a clip, right? And that clip's not mine, obviously, but it's me talking about it. Still, it's under copyright law. It's original content, but because of that clip, it might flag the AI machine as like, you know, okay, this is, you know, probably stealing content, which under law it's not, but I get that, right? If that gets flagged, it makes sense. But my fucking interviews getting flagged when it's my shit and I've proved it over and over, that's a big problem with AI. But at least with TikTok, you know, they're trying to do something about it. With Meta, I'm so confused. Are they even doing anything about this? Do they even give a shit? Or they're just like, hey, it's bringing in traffic. Who cares if it's real or not? That's my worry. And it's I've had so many fake Eminem quotes. And someone today, shout out to Ari, by the way, if you're listening, he sent me a fake Ja Rule quote where it says, Ja Rule waves the white flag and the 50 Cent beef. And it's just, I'm actually go to this post and actually read it. Show you guys that this never happened. This isn't real. None of this is real. And there's no source. There's no solid source to this. It's just, so look, they'll post the New York record, right? They'll post in the caption, breaking news with fire emojis next to it. After 26 years, Ja Rule says he's waving the white flag. He tweeted, my beef with 50 started back in 1999. We've both been petty as hell, but today I'm done. I'm a grown man with kids now, and this beef has to end. 50 Cent saw the tweet and shot back. Nah, this ain't over. Our beef lasts till death do us part. I'll be doing the Crip dance on your grave. First off, 50 Cent never talks like that. Mind you, this has 111,000 likes, over 5,000 comments, 80,000 shares. No source, no tweets posted, nothing. It's just an image of 50 and Ja Rule. Next, it's a image where they put two images together. No valid proof source, nothing. Just breaking news in bold letters and capital letters with fire emojis next to it. Now, use your brain. Like, people need to kind of, look at this and be like, has 50 ever said he's crip walking on somebody's grave? Like, that's never been 50's lingo. I get some people don't know 50, so it makes kind of sense for people not to know this. I'm kind of speaking from my perspective when I do this every single day. So for me, it's easier to see this stuff, but just go to the Twitter and see if they tweeted it. It's that simple. If you don't care enough to get that deep into it, don't like it, don't share it, don't engage with it, ignore it. Because the best way for this to stop is if these people stop getting likes and stop getting engagements. But unfortunately, people don't look for sources. They just read and just assume it's real. And that's the sad part, is you have to look for sources. On diverse mentality, if I don't give you guys a source of what I'm reporting on, do not believe it. Call me out. Say this is fake. This is clickbait. This is cap. And I get some trolls that say clickbait cap. Like, I had a post of Taylor Swift shouts out 50 Cent on her album. Some dumbass commented clickbait when I literally in the next slide posted the lyrics of the fucking song. And I posted the audio of the song in the fucking reel, which is her saying 50 Cent's name clearly in it. But unfortunately, you'll get trolls like that. But diverse mentality, we always go over everything. We make sure there's sources to this. So on our platform, never be afraid of us posting fake news or anything, unless we get it wrong, which rarely ever happens. I'm not saying we're perfect, but yeah, I might post something and like the Funk Flex thing, basically, when he announced that he's quote unquote retiring, a lot of people posted that he's retiring, but really it was Flex changing his time of when he's going on the radio, which, misreporting, I deleted it immediately. God, that's like misreporting, misunderstanding. But that type of stuff, I will always check myself on. I will always correct myself if I find out later on that this is fake, this is information that wasn't right or whatever. But please stop believing this. Like you'll see on Facebook, Eminem quotes random tweets, fake tweets that Eminem never uses Twitter. Like never. He uses it to promote whatever he's promoting at that moment. That's it. He's not a social media person. So I don't know how people fall for this. Like when has Eminem ever gotten involved himself on Twitter, on social media and stuff? Never. Point me a fucking time where he's gotten it. Oh, did he ever tweet when Drake and Kendrick were beefing? No, he doesn't get involved in that type of shit. Why would he tweet about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj out of all fucking people? Like that just, I don't want to get mad because I get really angry at this stuff because I'm like, just use a little bit of common sense. The people who believe this stuff, just please try to sit there and just be like, how can this, but I can't be mad because I can't expect everybody to be how I am. You know, I'm not saying I'm perfect because I've fallen for some shit too. I've posted some shit on my personal stories, not on Diverse Mentality, but on my personal stories where, fuck, this is fake. This is a wrong quote. This isn't real. And I've removed it down the line. But please, just, if you don't care to do the due diligence of seeing if it's real or not before you share it or before you like it, then just ignore it. Please. That's like the best route to take because this is going down a path and these platforms need to do a better job of vetting this stuff. Like if I create a social media platform, if I had the money to create a social media platform, I would give 3 strikes. And I've said this before, 3 strikes. If you're 1 strike, hey, you're posting false. 2nd strike, you're posting false. 3rd, out of here. I don't want to see you ever. I'm going to ban you, bar you from ever posting. Because by the time the 3rd time you're doing it, I know you're doing it just to try to get clicks. Like there's so much of this shit going on too. And it's clearly fake. Speaking on AI, because I want to talk about how fake, there's literally Michael Jackson videos of him stealing KFC chicken, doing dances, doing all kinds of shit. There's Tupac videos of this. And Robin Williams' daughter, I believe, responded to this. And she is like hurt about this. So this is what she said. Robin Williams' daughter, Zelda, tells fans, please stop sending me AI videos of dad. If you got any decency, just stop doing this to him and to me, to everyone even. Full stop. It's dumb. It's a waste of time and energy. And believe me, it's not what he'd want. To watch the legacies of real people to be condensed down to this vaguely looks and sounds like them. So that's enough. Just so other people can churn out horrible TikTok slop, puppeteering them is maddening. You're not making art. You're just making disgusting, overprocessed hot dogs out of the lives of human beings, out of this history of art and music, and then shoving them down someone else's throat, hoping they'll give you a little thumbs up and the like. It is gross. And for the love of everything, stop calling it the future. AI is just badly recycling and regurgitating the past to be reconsumed. You're taking in the human centipede of content, and from the very, very end of the line, all while the folks at the front laugh and laugh, consume and consume. Very well said, by the way. And you got to think of it from people. This is the problem with humans, though. They don't put themselves in other people's shoes. A lot of humans don't. Imagine them seeing, and I even got caught up in this where I was laughing and I even posted the Michael Jackson one. But I thought, when I saw this, I thought about it. I was like, damn, Michael Jackson's kids have to see this. His family has to see this. These videos of AI videos of him doing crazy things. And it's not him. They have to hear this guy's voice. They have to, I couldn't imagine like my dad dying, somebody making AI videos of my dad doing crazy stuff and me having to like scroll accidentally on that and see that. You know how depressing and saddening that is? It's fucked up. So when you look at it from that lens, I think a lot of people will start to realize this is bad. Not only is it fake, but it's just bad content. Hopefully there's more laws into this where people can't start using real life human beings in AI anymore. That law should apply to everyone, not just celebrities and people that are rich. Like every human being that has an identity should not be able to be used in AI videos because it can get bad. There needs to be hard, and I'm talking about hard legal ramifications for this. We're talking 5 years in prison. Like it has to be very, very hard because it's not going to go through people's head. If it's 30 days jail time or probation or whatever, it's not going to go really, really, it's not going to make people want to not do it. It has to be very stiff and very hard because it's going to get really bad and really ugly quick. I say all that to say, yeah, try not to support all this shit. Watch where you're getting your sources. I hope, this part of the video goes viral. I hope more people can actually hear this because it needs to be said a lot more. I feel like a lot of people aren't saying this a lot more. Just be very wary of what you're reading online. I'm not saying my platform is the best ever and it's the greatest source for everything, and I don't post every news and everything, but I do vet what I post, and I make sure that what I post is real. 99.9% of the time, I am accurate. There's going to be a sliver, which happens sometimes, but I will remove the post. Speaking of AI, 50 Cent says he wants to use AI to share his unreleased music. I don't understand what the point of this is. I don't approve of it. I think 50, he posted the alternate version of 21 Questions, which is like a 1950s, 1960s version. And he says, now this shit is hot. I'm going to use AI on all my unreleased songs and see what I got for you. And then he posted a soulful version of God Gave Me Style, writing, this feels good too. What the fuck going on now? This version lets you see my vision. It's softer. Look, I have no problem with AI versions of songs coming out later that you can tell is AI, right? It's 1950s versions of 50 Cent songs. One, it highlights how great of a songwriter 50 Cent is, because it can be adapted to any time and sound really good. But, AI, 50 using AI on his unreleased songs, what's the point of that? Is that because you just want older versions of some songs you recorded, or your voice was bad during those unreleased songs? Like, what's the point of that? That's the crazy part of it. Hey, it's unreleased 50 music, which is cool, but it has to be executed properly. I don't know what route you would take with that. And two, I already talked about 50 Cent coming out with a new album, but it's a collab album with Eminem. I mentioned this in August. What happened is Havoc, an Alchemist, stopped by Bootleg Kev's podcast, and Bootleg Kev said, I've been hearing about 50 Cent dropping a new album, and he asked Havoc, would you work with 50 on his new album? Havoc said, I haven't heard that 50's working on a new album, but 50 can reach out to me. They made Fully Loaded Clip, and then Curtis 187. Alchemist made that, I think, on the Curtis album. So, people start talking about, 50's coming out with new music. I was like, man, I tweeted this shit back in August. It is October. Like, now people are kind of, just because Bootleg Kev said it, no disrespect to Bootleg Kev. I've said this a while ago. I have very good sources. This source told me about the Missionary record with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and 50 Cent Eminem. This source told me about a bunch of other shit I can't even name off the top of my head. I fucking forget. But this source is a very reliable source. This source said that 50 Cent and Eminem are working on an album. I don't know when it's coming out. And the reason why 50 wants to come back with a collab album is because he's worried about sales, which is clear as day. 50's very worried about sales, that if he drops a solo album, it won't perform well. So 50's testing the waters with his collab album with Eminem. If it does well, he will then come out with a solo album. That's what I'm being told. That 50 doesn't want to have a comeback, just be a solo album. He feels like that's not enough. He feels like it needs to be something big. And obviously 50 and Eminem getting together to make an album is huge. Whether people will like it or not, I don't know. Whether I will like it or not, I don't know. All I know is people are going to listen to it. That's 100% fact. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got two of the biggest artists getting together to make an album. People are going to listen to it. Now, whether it's a good album or not, like I said, I don't know. It's 2025. Maybe by the time the album comes out, it's 2026. Eminem 50 really ain't at the prime anymore. 50's been kind of lackluster musically. Eminem, his voice is kind of all over the place, but who knows? Maybe they implement AI in there, get their old voices back. I don't know. Regardless, I'm 90% sure that's going to happen. I don't know when, but yeah, you got now Bootleg Kev mentioning it, so it might end up happening. I don't know. I just trust my source. I'm not saying it's 100% confirmed, but there is something being worked on. And I trust my source, so my bet is the collab album. Some people are like, I don't want a collab album. I want just a solo 50 album. I get that, but I can understand where 50's coming from. He's kind of testing the waters. He's scared of sales, which he shouldn't be. I think every veteran artist past their prime shouldn't matter about sales, man. They've done their prime. They did 50 in his prime, did insane numbers. Nobody stays in their prime forever unless you're Drake. Even Drake actually witnessed some sales decline, but not much. But still, they've passed their prime, and for them, sales shouldn't be a factor. Just do music because you like to do it. And that's the problem with 50 is he highlighted sales his whole career. Now everybody's going to focus on his sales. So he kind of the bullet backfired on that. At the time it was cool when you were selling, all these records and doing your thing. But now when you've not released music in a long time, the sales are going to reflect that. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But watch out, man. Fake quotes, AI, all that stuff. It's going to get crazy. And, as long as artists use AI the right way, I'm down for it. I'm all for it.